Yeah, hello, everyone, and welcome back to Game 2 of Extra Life. I think everything is updated, so to speak. We're here playing some scary monsters and nice sprites in benefit for Extra Life. Extra Life is an organization that helps sick kids through playing games. If there are rewards, there are lots of things happening. We've raised $155 out of the 1,600 goals. That is a year-long goal, so if we don't make it after this weekend, it's okay because it's an end-of-the-year goal. As to help meet part of that goal, I here Valdrianth on my channel, I meet my sub points for $1 donations every month. I'm currently at 19 sub points. I'm also trying to talk louder than the dog that's barking next door. So it's my neighbor's dog, and I can touch their house if I reach out. He's very cute. He just doesn't shut up sometimes. But anyway, but yeah, I'm meeting $1 donations through everything. There's also rewards for the specific game, which Angie will get into in a minute. You can type extra life extra life in chat to get the link. You have that's sub. That's what I am. Subs for I got Angie.
That hit on that offbeat that it's always my kryptonite.
Got it. Got him. Like, and these are our rewards, which Angie can go over because she made them up. Like, sort of thing. One of the really cool things about Extra Life is that all of your donations 100% go to the hospitals that we're representing. Mine is BC Children's Hospital, but other teammates could have different hospitals that they're representing today. That being said, let's just jump into it. Let's start introducing each other and our characters, starting with our facilitator. Go ahead, Angie, and start us off, friend.
Hello there, lovelies. It's an absolute pleasure to have you here for another occasion of Angela tempts her players and or Top Initiative Act 2 Romance Boogaloo, some variation of this. Welcome to this fine group of players who's going to be doing Scary Monsters and Nice Sprites, which is a rather fun little game that was put out by Pamu, who is a Philippines-based designer and such, who come up with a rather delightful, flirtatious, and yet oddly sweet kind of game about monsters going to a hangout of some kind, whether it be a club, a cafe, in our case, what's going to be, I'll reveal it right now, a speakeasy, and just kind of seeing what happens throughout the night, whether that be flirtatious, fucking friendly, or existing as a cryptid and causing things to happen, which is just kind of Rosie in general, but Rosie also specifically for this game. So this will just be Rosie being Rosie, is what I'm saying. So, as I said, my name is Angela. I use she, her pronouns, and I will be playing the character of Saris slash Lilith, who also uses she, her pronouns, and she is a succubus. So, that is me for right now. I will get into the rewards after everyone does their little spiel, but just basically who you are, pronouns, your character, and their pronouns. I'm going to pass the baton over to our own fantastic Lily.
Hello, hello. I am Lily. I am Elise on Life on Twitter, but I will be Lescribe in the chat today if I do have a chance to get in there. And my pronouns are she, they, and I will be playing Kendra slash Kiki slash Lyric, who also uses she, they pronouns.
Wonderful, wonderful. Let's hope we have a nice bit of fun and a good enchanting time with Lily and Lyric. And passing on over to another delightful bean, who I'm sure is going to cast some woodsy and or dryadic fun in all of this. Jay Maple, take it away.
Hi there, I am Jay Maple, pronouns they, them. I bring a little bit of chaos to everything that I do. Not sure if I meant to do it yet, but, you know, it happens, so I'm going to own it. and I will be playing the androgynous dryad Arato, also called Camilla. And yeah, uses she uses she they pronouns. So hopefully we'll have a good time here, and we'll find out what good time means at some point, I am sure.
Very quickly for some of us, depending on how ambitious some of us are. But last but not least, the wonder, the joy, the beacon of chaos, and some of the best lipstick I've ever seen in my life because it makes me smile every time I see it. Our own Valdrian slash Rosie.
What's up, nerds? My name is Valdria. This is my channel. Today I'm simply just playing Mothman. like, Mothman, I am a she, they, it kind of critter, and Mothman's a he, they, it kind of critter. But yeah, like, so straight up, I'm using the canon. If you're fans of my channel, if you've been sitting around, I'm using the canon of Mothman came here on a tourist visa back in the Plesiozoan area, like right after the Ice Age finished, and got left behind by his people. It has been here essentially since the dawn of mankind in Appalachia, like just warning people that their infrastructure is about to fall, but no one is like. Everyone's like, oh God, what are those big red eyes that are just staring at me? That's Mothman. Their alien name is Kalka. And yeah, just, you can call them Kalka, Mothman, or just Moth, in general. But yeah, that's, I'm playing an actual creature this time around.
You mean this time around?
Yeah, I mean, this time around, I'm usually not the monster boyfriend. I date them.
This is a welcome switch.
Yeah.
As am I.
Which I'm not.
We both put the same
Hi.
I'm a welcome switch.
Excellent. Hey, so if y'all haven't, so just as Nightbot has said, this channel is mature rated. We're real mature here, which just means that we're horny. So, we might be raising money for children, but this stream is not for them. So, anyway, speaking of, Angie, what are our rewards for donating to ExtraLife during this game look like?
So, Valid asked me this a little while ago, and then I didn't remember until this morning, and then I had the perfect set of things to actually come up with that I thought would be both accessible and really great little rewards, and also temptation, because I like being a flirt to the audience as well. All of you, you're all cute. Remember this. I will be cute towards all of you.
You're cute
if you get flustered, that's an invitation for me. But in actuality, if you are interested in affecting little bits of how this game could play out, and maybe even how the romance could develop in a way that you do not expect it to throughout the course of this game, the following rewards can come about from donating to ExtraLife. So, number one, if you donate $1, you can add an element to the Monster Hangout. We've sort of established just sort of a baseline, a couple of floating things, but if you wanted to have it be like, there's a jukebox playing this song now, or there's a record player in the corner over here that's playing it, or there's just magic happening in some way with music, or decor details, or like an NPC, or if the barkeep is like, I don't know, like a giant humanoid, a non-binary humanoid who like has like 5 o'clock shadow and she looks like she could probably break you in two and you would be happy for it. That's a thing you could add.
Didn't we also establish...
Very specific.
Yeah, didn't we also say that one of our barkeeps is definitely a slime girl?
Yes, we did. I
Mm-hmm.
did say that was a thing. I'm suddenly remembering that was something I specified, and I'm proud of past me. Good job, Ange. You've done well.
I'm proud of past me for making an art of that.
You are.
Oh yeah,
you did it. It was great.
It was great.
But so $1 donation will get you to just add an element. Just feel free to donate that and pop in like a suggestion for an element that you want added in to set the scene. If you do $5, you can give a mechanical benefit that's just floating to everyone called a token. So in this game, what is the premise? The premise is we are folks who are most of the time playing as being humans, but once a year, once a month, once every now and then, We just come to this space where we are safe, we are comfortable, and we hang out amongst one another. We engage in whatever we think is going to be most comfortable, whether that's looking for friends to hang out with, people we want to flirt with, people you want to be involved in a dynamic that may involve the exchange of goods and services, and or it might be a dynamic of just like, you cute, I have a room upstairs, let's go. Like, some folks are that efficient. I'm going to call it efficient as opposed to any other word that could be used right here.
Efficient. Yeah.
uh Tokens are a way of also setting the details that the players decide, and that we want to stress these are always elements that everyone has to agree to, that can help give a little advantage to folks when they're doing their roles. Because what all of us are trying to do here is build up intimacy meters. We all have different meters with each other that represent sort of the bonds we're looking for or that we want to see develop, and we do roll offs with each other. One person using a certain kind of approach, the other person rolling a defense to that to see whether like, oh, this works. I feel like I'm in the mood for this, or nah, not in the mood for this. You can let us, with $5, just have a floating token that anyone can make use of at any given time to just make that a little bit easier for one of us, or maybe even make that harder for the person who's rolling against us. Maybe being like, I don't want to be enticed by Mothman. I mean, I don't know why you would say that, but you can have that opinion. It's wrong, but you can have that opinion.
Mothman has a huge schlong.
Of course.
Right in.
We're starting strong here.
So long as he doesn't have an ovipositor, we're good.
No, it's a cloaca.
There are people into. Well, I'm going to skip past the opposite part. If you would like to donate $15, you can give a token to a specific person. And if you're willing to donate $25, the whole cast each gets a token to spend whenever they would like during each round, or during a point in a round. Mm-hmm. And if you spend $50, I will happily go and put on what I refer to as my red boob dress, which is just, there is no excuse for said dress other than it's very open right here.
Yeah.
I'm aware of why I put this at $50. Mm-hmm. I want money for kids. I don't give this for free. This is pay up. Pay up, people. If you want this, pay the people who are providing you this entertainment. That goes not just for here, but for other contexts.
I would like to iterate too, just so that things are remaining accessible. For donations, is that I will honor the subs as the $1 equal to $1 donations, because that's essentially, because that is what I'm giving, and it's for Twitch Prime users, because sometimes people don't have the cash to contribute, but they got that Twitch Prime hanging out. So I will honor that as part of the rewards as well, as an equal opportunity. So anyway, I'm thirsty.
Equal opportunity sub. Anyways, carrying on.
I'm also a brat, so like,
you become more enticing as every moment passes, Rosie.
Right? Listen, it just happens.
We're not even playing yet.
You're welcome.
We are. We just didn't. Weren't using the rules of the system. This is still play. This is just not the rules of the system.
We're still
but
playing.
So let's jump into this, folks. Let me do the little bit of like storyteller. Bringing us into the moment. Let's make it like a Friday night. Weather's not terrible, but some of the day has been kind of like a muggy, hot kind of weather where it's not sunny enough to feel like a bright day, but it's not raining and it's still too humid. But the night's kind of like calmed down. The weather like started off kind of rough for the day. God damn it, Val. And then sort of moved into like kind of way more chill, way more relaxed. And we find ourselves coming down the street, having the camera follow it, just hear steps, whether it's barefoot, nice fancy shoes that have been adapted for talons or what have you, just bare talons, claws. For some folks, you might be hearing the click, click, click of very high heels. Going down a set of stairs, and what seems like it's just a casual bar, but it looks like there's a group of folks just moving their way to a back section. A really tall redhead butch, like super long ponytail, but like shave cut like all the way on the sides.
Mhm.
So they kind of have it up high, but you can see that she's letting it down. Just sort of let some people in, and we move into a monster speakeasy. This is a place that has owned by a bit of an oddball individual, seemingly has been alive for a really long time, never out in the daylight, always avoids sunlight, not particularly fond of crosses and holy instruments either, but
Or garlic.
seemingly just kind of always around, at least at night. There's some folks singing in a corner of the speakeasy, and for once, their taste in music is great. And also the folks singing are not entirely sloshed yet. This is our starting setting for everyone here. So, what I'm going to ask of folks right now is we've all sort of created our characters beforehand. We've all picked their sort of looks, their descriptions, and everything. So, let's start with who's the first person to arrive? Who gets here first? Or who's been here already? Who wants to set the tone for what they're looking for here?
I don't think Arado is the first to arrive anywhere.
Looks like Kalka just like, I'm not here of my own volition. I'm here heading out.
Yeah, sure. We'll have so like arriving into this speakeasy. So the thing is that, Kalka is the literal Mothman. Okay? So getting around anywhere is difficult. But after watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles one year, took a page from Raphael's book and has learned and has has acquired the largest trench coat possible, probably from the big and tall section at J.C. Penney back in the 80s. And the biggest wide brim hat possible, and has, a turtleneck all the way over like the middle, so you just see like, or a scarf even, so no matter what weather it is, just so that you can see their eyes. And then even then there's like big old sunglasses, and people are like, who is this guy? But like luckily, like he does not like venture out very often, but he walks in completely covered, and sort of like this giant 9-foot tall hunchback of a person, and just gets to like the door and waits like very, very patiently to be let into the club, or at least seemingly patiently, but really is really nervous because it's, just waits. Can I come in?
Just
Is it time?
waits.
Am I allowed
Um,
inside? Can I come in?
I think Kalka in that case probably feels like a slight tap on his shoulder, and it feels and they're very long nails, like
Mm-hmm.
exceptionally long, very close to being like claws. And you see a rather draconic,
Mm-hmm.
tall, very like being around her, she's very calming and soothing. She doesn't speak very loudly, but there's almost like an authority to her voice with how she talks, where it's like, I don't need you to respond that often. I'm already telling you what you need to know. I just need you to follow that. And She is wearing her look. I would best describe it as she's like if you had goth Lady Dimitrescu with a
Mm-hmm.
corset that looks like there's a pair of demon wings coming out of the back, which are actually hers.
Mm-hmm.
And her pupils are definitely not human, and they look faintly like they're glowing red. If for anyone who knows Morgan and Lilith from Darkstalkers, that's kind of a good approximation of what she looks like, but just kind of done up a little bit more. She has this very, very tight, yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna go with like a very tight red dress on,
Mm-hmm.
and I'd put her easily at like 6'4" in terms of height, probably 6'8" with the heels that she's wearing right now, because she's not a woman who chooses particularly small heels. She's not practical in her footwear, and yet she doesn't, nothing ever trips her up, unlike me, which I have no coordination whatsoever. Uh, but she's like, Calcum.
A
Or,
full body turn because Kalka doesn't know who's touching them at first because can it do a full 180 with its head? Yes. Will it? No, because that will startle people. Uh, like, just sort of turns around and it's like, you see a little tiny clawed hand just come out of the sleeve. Hey. Hi. How's it going?
uh, it's going all right. Do you want to be let in, huh?
I'm just in line like everybody else. Is there a new password? I don't.
There's no password, hon. You can just go in here. Why don't I get
Out
the
of the
door
way,
key?
Fives. A 10 has arrived.
Jeremy
Immediately pushing past.
Jeremy, take it over.
Remain seated, darlings. Dear ones, please. The ambassador of Dionysus has no need for applause. Fill your cups, fill your hearts, fill your eyes with me, that you may know that no sorrow may remain, for you are full of the juice of the vine and lust.
Find some juices.
They're typically they have certain kinds of fruits that grow on them, and then when they're crushed
Oh,
down,
so the
sometimes with feed or other
fruits.
means.
So the fruits on the vines have the juices. The vines don't have the juices.
No, if you were to try and crush a vine, sweet Calca, then you would not release
I
a
eat that. See,
deluge of
that's what I
juice.
was wondering because I eat vines all of the time.
I really
And
need to treat
I've
you to better
I've
meals.
never had a juice come out of it, and I was really interested if the vines had the juices because I would eat that because I like juice.
Why don't why don't I sit down and get you a drink? Who is this person? Like, who's this person? And so we have Calca moving in. We have uh Lilith coming in. Jimmy, but why don't you describe Irado, your character? What do we both see? Who is making this announcement before we
So,
move over
so
to Lily having
Arado
the drink?
is this very thin. Is it a woman? Is it a man? She's thin. She's lithe. She's they. They are androgynous. Their hair is not quite right. It seems almost woody in places, and they are wearing a toga, like a straight up toga, and the oldest jewelry you think you have ever seen. Old styles too. Gold hammered and curled around the biceps, sort of stuff, and very very fancy metal and bronze castings in their hair.
There's like the smallest bit of a scathing look from Lilith towards Irado when she thinks she sees silver for a moment. She's like, "Oh no, wait, I'm fine. Don't worry." Uh, they're they're not a are they a threat? I don't think they're a threat. I'll deal with them later. Anyways, uh,
Yes, I'll have a 1912
so
chartreuse. Thank you. To the bartender.
just sounding slime girl just sort of coalesces into appearance and is just sort of like, "Yeah, I got you, hun. Don't worry about it."
Thank you, dear.
Uh, oh, you're an absolute sweetheart. Love the hair, love the jewelry. You're just You're
Well,
really
thank
selling this
you.
entire. It's very retro. Like, not too many people could pull off the whole antique faded jewelry kind of thing. You make it work really well.
Oh, well, you just have to take care of it and allow the age to show rather than trying to make it happen.
Oh, you're trying to make it show. Well, you know what, hun? It works for you. You keep going on with that look. It's fantastic.
Yeah, yeah.
I
And
feel like y'all are
your
being really mean to each other, but
I like your
like
cufflinks.
saying
Those
it
are nice.
nice. I'm just gonna go get some juice now, thanks.
I will have you know this is my best bitch.
Okay. I'm
Look at
not
her.
going to pretend to
She's going to get a tip tonight. She knows it.
Are you working tonight? How do you
I meant
think-
our goo girl here.
the goo. This. Hi, hello. Okay. I'm just gonna. But can I at this point like take off my hat and cloak like at
Yes.
the coach
So,
check?
tell us the description for Mothma, and then what
Yeah.
what happens with lyrics entrance? Because I want to see lyrics entrance, but give us a description of Mothman first.
So he takes his like little he has very tiny like claw-like hands. Like they're very very like very skinny armed, very skinny hand. For his body shape, whereas like for anyone else it's kind of large. And he takes off his glasses first, and there's like this red facetted glow, and then he takes off his scarf, revealing a little beak, kind of like an octopus. Then he takes off his hat, and there's like two floofy antennas that sort of just pop
Marty!
out, and he puts it, and then he takes off his coat and reveals he is in fact a moth and a man. He's got 4 arms. He's got his 2 here and his 2 in the middle, and he has his legs that he sort of hops around on, and he is the fluffiest fluff, like just moth fluff, like everywhere. 9 feet tall, completely naked, because there's no clothes that fit him. And I was trying to look exactly what moth he is. He has the markings of what's called the double days Balia moth, which is very much like he looks like tree bark, so that he could just camouflage like really really well. But he's just this big old floofy bug man, and he's like, I'm gonna get some juice, and he just goes and like hops over, and he asks for like the sweetest nectar possible at the bar.
Okay.
He likes sweet things.
Are you going to survive this, Lily? You and I are both ready to crack up every other moment our 2 other castmates start talking.
I know.
So do your intro before we
Sweet
break.
mother, I cannot weave. Slender Aphrodite has overcome me with longing for a Mothman.
And I think after that sentence, that's when Lyric makes her entrance, and it's a literal entrance. She like walks up in stiletto heels. She's actually probably the shortest of everyone here, because she is only about, well, she's 6'2" regular. She has heels on, so she's close to like 6'5". And and she stops in the doorway of this speakeasy and literally does a pose like somewhat like a celebrity on a red carpet would. And I think her eyes find Kalka and is like, oh, you. And her like lip kind of curls just slightly, and then she's still scanning, and she sees Arado though and says, oh, you, but it's in a totally different expression. It's like, oh, you, and like eyebrow like curved, and definitely like looks for a few extra seconds at Arado, and then walks in over to the bar. and orders a 7 and 7.
That I think you notice that the slime girl barkeep does get like looks over probably past you, and you see that Lilith has already like done one of these like a round gesture and has already like paid for a couple of drinks for you ahead of time. And she's just and then like if you look towards her, she's like, "See you, I see you." This is one of there's she's
Yeah.
definitely mouthing, "This is gonna be one of those nights."
Yes. And I mean, I honestly, like, she doesn't even expect to pay for any drinks at all the whole night. Like, not, that is not a thing that she does ever.
Like you're expecting me when I look like this to pay? No, 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 no,
Exactly.
no. We don't do
Yes.
that here.
Yes. And her fashion is probably best described as like Olivia Pope in her all white like jumpsuit like armor fashion.
All Val's little happy snaps.
I love it.
That's a sign.
I love it.
The multiple autistics in the chat are just going to be like happy stems this entire
Yes.
this entire stream. But so we have our individuals, our monster friends who are here for whatever time that they're interested in. They all have their looks, they all have their intentions, they all have their previous bonds that they've established with one another ahead of time. So, how this works is essentially in a kind of, for lack of a better term, rounds of each of us will get a chance to be someone who approaches someone else with a certain approach. Now, this could be one of four things. It can be sexy, silly, smooth, or spooky. So sexy, raw sex appeal being a little risque if need be. Silly, funny, pranks, shenanigans, all those kinds of things. Smooth, suave, charming, force of personality. Whatever kind of force and intention that is, whether frightening or sexy, or I don't know, combination of the two, which I'm sure some of you in chat, I know some of you are like this, would enjoy that combination. And spooky, which is just we are monsters, we have powers. Make use of them to make the scene more amenable to what you'd like. But at bare minimum, each round, everyone's going to have a chance to be the person to initiate with an approach. Not everybody necessarily, unless we just are all going around and around towards each other, will necessarily roll a defense dice. But each of us will have, on if you're defending, a d6, a d8, a d10, and a d12 for use for your defense. So someone will indicate how they're approaching someone else, and they'll start with a d12 to roll. That person, whatever they've assigned for that particular approach, they'll roll theirs, and then you'll see what happens. Only something that beats the number for the defense score will count as a increase to the intimacy meter between them. Sounds like a lot of different components, but basically someone thinks I want to have time with this person, rolls, that person rolls in response. We resolve the outcome and we all get to resolve that, and that's the end of the round. And also, folks' intimacy meters towards one another do not have to increase just when you're doing the rolls. If you see someone else between two other folks doing a scene and you're like, that was sexy, or that was really cute, and that feels like it increases the meter, that works too. This is very much about intention, consent, communication, and just being in this space to enjoy one another's presence. And also, at the end of each round, we can decide giving tokens for one another, just based off of how a scene went. If we think that was really cute, or that was really wonderful, or I think Kalka was a sweetheart in a scene, or Kalka was absolutely terrifying, but Lilith finds that hot. You could award Kalka a token just for that. This may or may not be a common theme of Lilith's perspective on things. We'll see. But that's basically the whole of that. So, whoever would like to start with their first approach, decide what you would like to, and describe what you want to do, then we will resolve that scene between the two of you and sort of play out like how does it work out or how does it work, but maybe like it increases the meter, but it doesn't automatically mean take me now afterwards. It just means like connection has grown in some way if it works out in the favor of the person using the like forward approach.
Mm-hmm.
So who would like to start?
Arado recognizes Mothman,
Yes.
so she is going to subtly get a nice tall glass of juice for the big guy.
Is it lychee?
Because I don't know. She doesn't think about these things.
Okay. That's like if you just approach with like if there's juice being put in front of him, that's in character. It's just like, is it lychee?
Moth,
Yeah.
my friend, my dear one, it has been so long. You look so downcast. There is no place for grief in a house which serves the muse.
And she slides the drink over.
What troubles you?
Moth's beak opens and a tongue just kind of comes out, and he starts slurping up the juice like a straw, and like rolls it back up, like smacks his little beak. He's like, "Ah, thanks."
In the crooks of your beak may I find my religion.
What?
What?
I don't. Religion's kind of silly. Like, you know, in my
You've never cried out to the gods?
all God, there's no such thing as gods. Everything is just like, so gods just say that they're gods, but like, what is
Okay.
a god?
Dionysus threw a raging kegger last week, and I would absolutely 100% call him a god for it.
Okay, well, okay. What was your question?
What troubles you?
Oh, some coal mine fell down in Appalachia again.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah.
You
and
were there, weren't you?
The thing is that, like,
Oh no.
yeah, and a bear stepped on my foot and I screamed.
Things fell.
Everything. Yeah, there was a cave in.
Yeah, don't do that here.
Some humans died and they saw me. And so now
Oh.
there's these two guys in a black Impala trying to find me, and I don't understand. Again. So I'm just trying to lay low, you know.
Well, certainly. Certainly. Do you have a place to stay?
I was just gonna go and, like, 'cause you know, this is like where I'm stopping, but you know how, like, Okapogo has, like, their underground house down there? I was just gonna go to Canada for a bit and hang out with them. And lay low underwater
Well,
for a while.
if you need a place to spend the night on your way there.
I don't
I could
I don't
assist.
sleep.
You don't have to sleep.
This juice is made of oranges. And just unravels itself again.
So if I may interject at that moment, Errato,
Yes.
what approach were you interested in
I
using?
was going with smooth because I thought that would be the funniest to try on Mothman.
Yeah, it
Okay,
was.
so you're using this approach for the first time. So the first time using an approach, roll a d12. Now, Kalka, whatever you have assigned to smooth among your 4 die sizes, now you roll that because they're different for each one, and that's in a way meant to represent like which thing are you actually more receptive to, because obviously a smaller
Right.
die size would mean
Right, so it's
don't roll.
smooth. What are the 4 stats again?
The 4 are sexy, silly, smooth, spooky with a d6, 8, 10, and 12.
Okay, silly and spooky and 6, 18, and 12, right?
Yep.
So I think smooth is probably we'll say the 8.
Okay.
Because 6 will be on sexy because with silly as a 10 and 12
That depends on your
spooky.
perspective.
Yeah, listen, that's just how it goes, okay? So for smooth, that is an 8. So I roll a d8.
Yep, you would roll a d8,
Okay.
and then Errata would be rolling a d12 because this is their first time using this approach. So,
Already rolled
all right, what did you roll?
a 10.
Well, I got
Okay.
a 6. So
Okay, so the institute meter between Errata towards Mothman increases. This is a success. So based off of that, what do the two of you feel in that moment? What does this look like in terms of a success?
I think for Moth, it's like he might not sleep, but sometimes Canada's far away, so and Arado has helped them before, so it's just like, oh yeah, I could hang out at your house, lay low there for a couple of days if you're asking. Yeah, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind it.
Yeah, and Arado is just watching the tongue game on that orange juice, and you see like blossoms in her hair opening up.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just writing a quick note to myself to sign all of my things. But folks, so that is Errata making a first move on Mothman and it working out. So, among the other 3 folks, would anyone else like to take a first move? Or, well, the next move, rather. Errata has been bold and decided to refer to a kegger with Dionysus as an opening gambit. So, who would like to follow up the opening kegger gambit?
I'm gonna kind of turn to Lyric, completely unaware that Lyric hates. I don't have any awareness of how people feel about me. I assume everyone is kind of scared of me to begin with, and then but also at the same time, like, I'm also in a house full of other scary things. So, but I'm just gonna like turn to Lyric and be like, do you know? And I like point to Arado. Do you know Arado? Lyric?
Oh, yes, absolutely. I do know Arato.
I think we're having a slumber party over there later.
Oh,
Do you want to?
I would definitely. Yes, absolutely.
you wanna-
I assume that you're inviting me because why else would you tell me about this party?
Wait, hold on. Arado, can I invite Lyric to the slumber party?
Yes.
Yes. You're invited to the slumber party.
Yes.
Yeah, you're invited to the slumber party. Only if you bring lychee.
Of course, I would absolutely always have lychee for you.
Thanks. For me?
For you.
Cool. Thanks. That's literally it. That's a silly approach.
Love that.
Yeah, that's great.
Arado completely misunderstands this, by the way. Like, it's like, okay,
well, clearly,
okay.
like,
Okay.
Mothman has misunderstood everything.
Mothman's clearly got some stamina, and he wants some options, and it's going to be a good time for everyone.
Right.
So I have a 10 in silly, so I roll a 10, right?
Yes. So
Okay.
yes. Well, no. If it's not the different die sizes only come up either in defense or when you use an approach again. Otherwise, you
Okay.
roll with a d12. The idea is that
Gotcha.
whenever you use an approach for the first time, it's d12.
It's always a 12.
But if you keep using it, it keeps dropping. The idea is that
Gotcha.
you want to try not just to be like, I'm going to be sexy all the time to
same
this
all the
person.
time.
Gotcha,
I'm like,
gotcha.
Look, this person is incredibly hot. Very much would make out with them. I still need them to have a personality. For the love of God.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to me about a hobby or a nerd interest. Tell me your hyperfixation, for Christ's sakes.
So, you know the thing about lychee is that it's not from this continent.
Oh, that is no problem at all. I can source anything that you want. I have so many connections.
You can usually just go to to Chinatown and get them. Is there a Chinatown here, or
Oh, well, I don't shop.
Me
I don't
neither. Do you just take the stuff?
know, darling. I have other people that do that
Other
for me.
You have other people take stuff for you?
I have other people that spend money on me.
Wait. What's that?
Money,
Yeah.
currency, it is how you acquire things.
I don't understand.
My gosh. And I have actually lost suitors to you. I do not understand.
I can't wear suits. I'm too big and fluffy.
Sure, yes.
They
So
don't.
what did you both roll, by
I
the
rolled a
way?
6.
Okay. Wow, I rolled a 5.
So it works. So the intimacy meter increases between Calca to Lyric because apparently the dice god said Mothman has game.
It's just so
I
cute.
mean, I think Lyric is just so taken aback that like, wow, this actually works on people. Okay.
It's like, is this how I lose? In that moment, you realize that, like, wait a second, he's not doing any of this on purpose.
Not in any way.
No, this is just too me. Shit, I just spilled water on my titties. Hold on. Anyway, yeah, that's it. That's it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I mean, a Lyric is the total opposite. Like everything is calculated, and she makes sure that like she knows people's wants and all that kind of stuff. And like then here's Mothman like saying like go steal some lychee from Chinatown, and what is money? And somehow that is charmed Lyric.
In my car, we're going
I
to
think
Chinatown to steal
it's
lychee.
those big red like faceted eyes like with like just holding a little like probably like a little pineapple tiki drink with juice in it like, and it's like what are you just okay. Like,
Yeah.
So in a turn of events, I don't think anyone expected Mothman currently has game from just being a cryptid.
Somehow, yes.
somehow
Rosie living the dream.
the absolute dream. Like
I saw it happening.
So, okay. Lyric, did you want to take the next approach, or do you want me to take on this?
No. I'm going to go ahead. In fact, I'm going to approach Arado.
Oh, yes.
Ooh.
Yes, exactly. And I'm going to say, Arado, darling, you look fantastic today.
And you as well. Oh, goodness.
Yes, well, I am absolutely looking forward to this sleepover that we're going to be having, though sleeping.
And I as well. Do you see that tongue game, dear?
I mean, absolutely fantastic. But
Just look at him. Just look at him.
yeah.
just slurping like it's not lapping, it's like a straw. Like
Though I will be completely fulfilled if it was just you and I, of course.
Oh. 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 Oh my.
So perhaps that's something to look forward to once Mothman drifts off into sleep. You know, we can turn off all the lights so they won't be attracted to anything.
They are. He is a drifter, isn't he?
Yes, yes, yes. Well, I'm certainly looking forward to seeing your boudoir.
You know that's a piece of furniture, right?
And I think like Lyric like takes a moment to like drink off of her drink, um and then says, any furniture that contains you is more than just furniture.
Sweet Aphrodite. My. All right.
Sure is made
So
out of wood most
So
of the time.
Lyric is
so the
absolutely
dryad.
doing the sexy for Arado here.
okay, let me see my defense against sexy.
But one of the best out of context quotes ever. So let me see my defense against sexy.
I know, right?
But you would roll d12 in this because it's your first time using this approach because it's first time. So d12
Yep.
against whatever Arado's defense against this is.
D8.
Oh,
So-
that was fantastic. I got a 10.
Oh,
I got a-
that yeah.
I got a 1.
Jesus, it works.
You're just like, oh man,
I love it.
you're gonna come
It's
see
like,
all
wait.
my wooden furniture. Let's go.
The flowers that have opened up now have bees like actively like going in and flying off.
Not gonna lie, Kalka sees the flowers open and has to be like, oh. Like, because that's where I get most
It's like,
of
am I interrupting?
like,
That's what it takes for Kalka to be aware of the situation. It's just like, oh boy.
Wait a minute.
turns entire body around on the stool.
I just imagine it like, was it like the way that like in terms of the actual body movement, what it looks like is the way whenever I've seen break dancers, other kinds of like modern dances where they like they do isolations of certain parts of their body. So it's like the head is doing the owl head movement, just moving
right.
around. It's so good. I love that you've made this a thing, Rosie. So that resolves that pair. So that is in favor of Lyric. So that is an increase in intimacy meter. I think Lilith at this point has just been watching these two going back and forth, like seeing this and it's sort of like, no one's paying attention to me. This is a little weird. I'm not sure how I feel about this.
I'm not used to this.
Yeah, I'm not used to this. But I think she noticed the whole like Lyric trying to go for like Mothman and was like, okay, that route didn't work. What? I think she walks over and she like just does a like snap, like a very loud one, and she just changes form to looking a little bit more like she's in a cozy coat. And also she's changed the music in the background. For anyone who wants a nice thing to have out in the back, you can choose was it Bizarre Love Triangle by New Order or The Trip by Still Corners? If you know either of those songs, both
So
are
not
good.
Careless Whispers.
No, we're not doing saxophone yet. That's a second half of the one shot.
Right. That's
I
third
think-
base music. Gotcha.
It's not really a whisper, but that never mind. But I think she walks over, and I don't think she tries to be smooth. I don't think she tries to be silly or anything. I think she like waves her hand and magics up, like just creates out of thin air. It almost looks like there's a portal to like an abyssal plane where like you probably hear for a split second there's like a terrifying like monster of like who disturbs my slum. Oh, hey Lilith, how's it going? Like, uh, drink. Do you have lychee on hand by any chance, Galfatrax? And he was like, yeah, sure. Give me 1 second. And just sort of pulls out like a very nice cooler that automatically adjusts temperature of drinks to whatever the drinker likes, and pulls out a nice lychee based drink for Kalka. And it's sort of like, Kalka, dear,
Well, hi.
hi. Uh, you look like you need. I thought I heard you saying you wanted a lychee drink.
It's so
Do you?
good. It's so strange, and Google Chrome don't send me alerts. It's so cool and it's so strange, and it's. Are you cold?
I'm actually okay.
You put a coat
I I
on.
I normally tend to run a little hot, but
Come
I
see, and like his wings like open up, and he's like, "Come see it." I give off tremendous body heat.
and I think she's naturally kind of fire resistant, so she's
Hmm.
like it's great for cuddles because she doesn't ever get too warm. But I think she is like just with the drink and how she got it, she is using what is it? She's using spooky towards Kalka. She's sort of
Okay.
like, I don't want to be sexy or charming towards you. I just want to be nice to her.
Okay.
You just seem like a sweetie, and I want to take care of you.
Oh, that's so nice. You're gonna give me juice.
The usage of the term juice is going to go in directions I don't expect it, isn't it?
Juice.
So, I would roll a d12 on that one, and whatever you have for spooky, roll
Is
it
it
on side, and
12?
then we see what.
Cause I am a spooky bitch.
This is a roll off d12, d12.
Oh no. What did you get?
I got a 4.
I got a 3. So again,
Yes.
Mothman.
Dice,
Like-
dice gods say people. Dice gods say Mothman deserves juice.
Yeah, he reaches forward and, oh, thanks. Rolls out his tongue again, bleh, and like just starts like a straw. Then like rolls it up. So, because he has to. The thing is, it's like he does when he speaks. It's definitely like telepathic. Like he clearly doesn't have lips or in his vocal cords or what they are. Like, is only made for screaming. So, the way that Mothman speaks is telepathic. But it's thought speech in a sense. But the and I'm kind of leaning this in for like an approach towards you now, like just leaning into it. Um, do you want to come to the slumber party?
I would love to.
All right, cool. Um, Arado's having a slumber party, and Lyric is gonna be there, and I'm gonna be there. Probably for a couple of days. I don't actually slumber, but I'm just gonna be there, and it'd be cool if you were there too. And then we could play Rock Band.
You are an absolute sweetheart. You know that?
The juice is sweet, not me. And I have
Mm.
3 hearts.
Mm. Well, I will say you are kind, and I enjoy being around you. The sweetness is it's a turn of phrase.
You see like his little fuzzies just sort of bristle. It's like, oh, thanks. It's so nice. So anyway, yeah, you can come and play Rock Band with me. I
I
don't
would love
actually
to.
know if Verado has Rock Band, but like anytime that like I've been inside of a house. There's always been Rock Band for some reason. And, like, here's the thing. If Arado doesn't have Rock Band, apparently Lyric just has people that just get stuff for her. So, Lyric can have somebody get us Rock Band.
What year is this in?
It's
The
now.
answer is yes. The answer is yes.
I believe that's in my storage unit on the west side of town.
Well, we can have Lyric have one of the people go get it, because that's what Lyric does. Lyric has people get stuff for her. This is my attempt.
It's usually money related, but of course, if I need someone to do a couple of chores, then I suppose I could find someone.
I don't understand the concept of money, but it's okay. Is that what this is? And you just see him like reach into his fur and like pulls out like a toonie from Canada? Like, is that what this is? This is him being smooth, by the way.
towards Lilith.
Yeah.
Towards Lilith.
We're with Rock Band, so I promise not to do the metal music, even though I'm really good, unless we go far away. But I'm really good at it.
I want to see what this roll outcome is going to be. This is what I need the rolls to give me a sense of how to react to that statement.
Oh man, it did not roll properly. I got a 6.
I got a 1, which is funny because smooth is one of the higher die defenses that I picked. So, I was originally going to say because of where she originally came from, with like gas tracks and all that I mentioned before, with the portal opening and there's just a giant ass demon there. I think she's probably like had to hear it, but like gas tracks is like her roommate, like a previous roommate that she used to have and used to play it all the time. So like hearing it say that is comforting. It's just like, oh, he's already being considerate towards me. I didn't ask them to be. That's very kind. It's like she just has a look of puzzlement because she's not normally being at all flustered by somebody just being like
existing.
Yeah, well, it's not just them existing, it's them letting her exist just as a being. Normally she's just like, yes, I'm the purveyor of all of your most fantastic fantasies. Yes, you get off. Yes, I steal said fluid and such, and I suck your soul through it through those means or alternative means. If you're not interested in that, if someone doesn't like sex, you can just achieve certain other alternative methods of erotic stimulations and such, and the purely mental variety, and you can get the energy from that.
Mothman just wants to see you like shred on a plastic guitar. To Aerosmith.
I'm gonna cry from how happy, how wholesome this fucking scenario is. Mothman is the most wholesome cryptid ever. I love this.
Yeah.
With apparently tongue game, as Maples described.
We haven't even seen his schlong yet. Y'all don't even. It's hidden under all the fuzz.
Does he even really need one? I mean, just.
Well, he doesn't. Well, he needs his tongue to eat.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm glad you said tongue in that instance, because Maple had just finished about discussing the schlong, so I thought you were going to say, well, I mean, he needs said schlong to eat, and I'm like, I'm not going to ask about how that even works. I don't even want to know. But I think the reaction is just, Lilith is just a little taken aback, and she actually loses control over her shape-shifting ability and like goes back to the dress that she had before, and is just sort of like cozied up next to Kalka.
He just puts a little cape of wings over her shoulders. We'll just toot.
Okay. So I believe that means that everyone has had a chance of some kind to do their approach.
Yeah, sorry, I did my second one.
Yeah, no, don't worry about that. You already started to go into the second one. I'm only
Yeah.
stopping it here to make sure
Yeah.
if on any of these scenes, because of all that you saw, folks felt development and intimacy towards that person, make sure you mark it. Don't forget.
Mhm.
And also, if there's any tokens you want to award to each other for just anything, feel free to do that right now. Just tell folks who you do that to. I want to give a token to Lyrics solely for handling the response of like, you do know that's a piece of furniture, right? And just I saw it look like Lily, you had the little like
Yeah,
loading scroll bar
green
happen.
screen definitely for a second.
So token for that, and I also just a token to Mothman for existing
Aw.
and Rosie just being the sweetest. So as a reminder, when you have a token,
Mhm.
you can use it and see you can use it to do one of the following things. You can bump up an approach die one size for the scene. So let's say you already used an approach last time and it would be a D10 this time.
Mhm.
You could use your token to bring it back up to the D12. You can lower the approach defense die size of someone else. So let's say you used it on someone, they're like, let's say in Mothman's example, it's like, I'm a pretty spooky person. It's like, what if you're more susceptible to being spooky with me now? You could use the token for that purpose. You could downgrade the approach die of someone else for this scene. So if you want them to do less well, or you can decrease intimacy meter of your choice by one. As a reminder, these all have to have an in-game explanation of some kind, and everyone who you're using the token for or towards, especially in the intimacy meter, has to agree to it. That's the rule. Remember, intentional, consensual, communicative. Good guidelines for every game. I would like to. Oh wait, damn, I don't have a token. The only ones who have tokens are right now, unless someone else gives me one, is Lily and Mothman. So
Me.
it's over to either Errato, myself, or Lyric to do the next approach roll. So Mothman is being cute, cuddling up with me, and the both of you see that. That's how the scene has progressed now. So how do either of you respond, or do you want me to keep it going in that scene?
Hmm. I think seeing where this is going, you know, Arato's going to want to play to that wholesomeness and like just get drinks and cheese sticks for the table.
Jesus.
And I'm going to say she is going to seductively like try to feed this Mothman cheese sticks.
There's like a moment though where it's like, cheese is the stuff that comes out of cow udders, right?
Not quite here. It's milk that comes out of cows, then it gets turned into cheese.
I can't have that.
No?
No. Your slumber party's gonna be terrible if I have that.
Oh, and one of
I
the
shed all of the scales on my
the
wings when I have milk.
the blossoms have actually fully grown into figs, and she just plucks one out and starts offering him figs.
Oh yeah, and he just like takes it and like bites it, and then offers the other half to Lilith, since she's right there. Just sharing in the fruits of Arato's labor. Arato grew this. You probably know because she's standing right there.
So very nice of you to tell me. I appreciate how communicative you are, Kalka.
So I was originally going sexy for that, but since Mothman was lactose intolerant, I guess involves supernatural powers, so it would be my spooky.
All right, so spooky towards Mothman, which that's what we rehire.
I also
Nah,
okay, I'm not gonna lie. I like how this is just turning out to be like Lyric's worst nightmare all over again. It's like I was here trying to be hot, and now here's Mothman just taking it, all the
Everyone
bitches.
paying attention to Mothman.
Okay, my spooky is I rolled an 11.
you beat me by 2.
Yeah, I rolled an 11.
Real good on that one. Oh.
Sorry.
So how does the scene resolve? How does so Errata does literally grows figs, which I have to say that's one of the coolest seduction techniques I've ever heard ever. That's very original.
Oh, like she peels it in half, and it's got like the inner part of it with like all the little buds and stuff around it. Like, yeah.
I think
Very
that, like,
nice.
the way that it resolves is like,
Mothman finds out he doesn't like figs.
well, it's not even that. It's just that like after he's like, oh, hold on, and he hands the other half back to you because he doesn't want Lilith to experience this. I'm sorry, Arado.
Oh, okay.
You need to let it stay on the vine more. There's not enough juice.
I promise they are filling as we speak.
No. It's they're not ripe yet. You picked it too early.
I grew these in one night. Trust me, though.
Yeah. You need. I need 2-night-old figs. I don't. Is what I'm trying to say. Like, it's not the. It's just not sweet enough.
All right.
Hey, Bolt just rated us with a party of 13. Thank you, Boltarian. We love you.
Hello there, Baltarian. You are joining us at a fantastic moment. We're in the midst of playing Scary Monsters and Nice Sprites as part of Val's long bit of Extra Life charity fundraising. If you want to continue and stick around to watch us, apparently it's just this whole game is just going to be 3 people. 3 monsters trying to seduce Mothman, which is possibly the scenario that we should have assumed it was going to turn out to be when we found out that Val was going to play Mothman.
It's the assumption I made.
But so welcome. It's so good to have you here. If you know what, if it's okay to interrupt the scene for a moment to just give a quick rundown of the quick rewards and such. If folks are feeling like they can contribute and you're in a place where you're able to do that, not only is Val matching the $1 sub ones, but on top of that, we have additional little perks where if folks who contribute $1 want to add an element to our monster speakeasy hangout, $5 to give a token to someone else to maybe tip the scales in their favor or tip the scales away from other people's favor in order to give them a token. If you want to do $15 to give it to a specific person, $25 to give the whole cast a token to spend, or $50, I will go put on my red boob dress. Yes, that's all I'm going to say about said dress. Yeah, yes, it is as good as you imagine it to be. That is all I will say about that matter.
25 minutes from break, so I'm just saying, if you want titty, that's as much as Twitch will allow. You got
just saying, folks. It's look, I worked to get these. Is all I'm saying. They're I'm perfectly happy to have them on display, but you have to support. That's the deal.
Yep.
Anyways, continuing back to that.
So, getting back this fig that is actually pretty ripe, just not ripe enough for a moth, just sort of hands it back to Arado, and it's like, it's okay. You believe in gods, and gods don't like figs, so...
Those motherfuckers lied to me.
Well, that's what I've seen... Yeah. Here you go.
What were you
Is that
thinking,
true?
Arado?
I don't know.
I think Lilith just kind of looks with just the slightest bit of a shit-eating grin. Is like, yeah, yes, Arado. What were you thinking? Why didn't you let it get more juice? And is like draped against like Calca. That face to me suggests we are at the Lion, the Witch, the audacity of this vibes to me.
The face that launched 1,000 ships will not be remembered in comparison to you.
Not by most, but he'll remember me, and he won't remember you. She says that telepathically to you. Like, this truly is just it's three people fighting over Mothman. I love this game
Oh wait,
already.
that fig's ripe, and I just pick it off of Arado. Assumingly.
Arado shivers a little bit at her fruit being plucked in the open.
Like, just completely unaware. Like, oh wait, that one's just right.
To the new people, I'm playing a dryad.
I think it works better without the context, to be honest. But so that is two folks who resolve their approach. Lyric, did you want to take the next approach, or would you like me to take the approach?
No. I'm going to, and I am approaching Lilith. Everyone is paying attention to Mothman, and Lyric doesn't quite like this. So they're going to try to step in between Lilith and Mothman, and like turn their back to Mothman and focus solely on Lilith. And as they turn, they have really deep brown skin, and as they turn, it kind of looks like there's an undertone of red to it, that has like makes fantastic highlights. And then there's like an iridescence actually to their their neck and their arms, which are exposed, and like the cleavage part, and they turn to Lilith, and they say, Lilith, it is always fantastic seeing you out and about, and sometimes I wonder if the company you keep is a little bit questionable, but tonight you are looking absolutely fabulous. And when they say this, I think their iridescence gets like pumped up a notch, and it kind of like extends outward from them in like a little bit of an aura and surrounds Lilith.
Gonna take a guess that's spooky.
Yes.
Lovely, lovely. Okay, so roll that, and we'll see how this turns out.
That is a 7.
I swear to God, this entire game is being defined by roll losses by 1. I rolled a 6.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. So Lyric, that is increase for you.
All right.
I think it's in terms of how Lilith reacts. I think it's a certain element of like sensory stimulation that's like not something that she's used to, because she works mostly in the dark. She works mostly with folks who like are giving into temptations that she creates the scenarios for. She doesn't normally have to I do this lighting and all this other work. Like it's almost like it's not just she acknowledges that like Lyric is capable, but it's also like, oh God, you're doing the work for me. Thank God. Thank God I don't have to put in that effort. And I think it's very enticing to her. She's like, okay, okay. There is a reason we're essentially wing buddies for things. There's a reason. And I kind of imagine in her head there's almost like she looks towards Errato like or she looks towards Lyric and then she looks toward like moves her eyes towards Errato and then like telepathically says to Lyric, truce, truce,
Yeah,
truce,
and I
truce. For moves eyes over to Kalka.
sure, and I mean, I think the lyric is like, I suppose if we must include Mothman in this truce, then, but also like sort of gestures like with her empty glass. Oh, please be a dear and get me a refill toward Mothman, um, without taking their eyes away from Lilith.
Kalka, I think a Lyric is asking you to get
What?
them a drink. I
Huh?
think
What?
my
I'm
dear,
like
I
just
think
picking the
I think
seeds
Lyric
out of the fig. What?
I think Lyric is interested in you taking the time to go and grab her a drink. They are interested in having something brought to them by you.
No, that's okay.
Straight up like, I have top energy. Do you? Mothman's entire approach is just being like, do you though? Not because I think I have top energy, just like, but do you?
That's just like. Well, the thing is that Lyric has people that can get her drinks. Why does she
Oh
need
no.
me? Like, go get somebody that does this already for you. I'm not that. I'm not in that club. I don't.
You we made the beginner's mistake. We gave it a rule and we didn't explain there are exceptions to the rule. God damn it.
And it's just like, I need to eat these seeds. Because if I eat them and bring them home, especially after cheese, I will have my own fig trees. Or am I just going to have Arado babies? Arado, is that how you procreate? Do you feed figs to people and they dispense their seeds through the natural way and your babies grow?
No, no,
That's not how you procreate? Okay.
I don't procreate, but I can run you through the basics.
Oh, you don't procreate.
No, no.
Well, how are more dryads made? Hold up. Angie, are you okay? She's doing a timeout.
I stomach hurts so much from laughing. And I'm felt in the chair again. Oh, God damn it,
I
Cal.
gotta write down that timestamp broke Angie.
Right?
Minute 30 into the pod.
You alright there, friend?
My stomach hurts so much from laughing. Oh, I knew it was a good idea to pitch this game for this.
It's like, oh, okay. So, how do you
More dryads?
Yeah, how do you make more dryads?
I don't.
Who makes dryads? How do dryads come into existence?
This is a very good question that perhaps at one point I should have asked myself.
I see. Because you see, moth people, we take our large erectile tissue and stick it into a hole of another moth person where their erectile tissue is inside. And then we spill our own seeds, not like these, into the other. And then the egg-laying moth people with the inside erectile tissue spew their eggs all over the forest, and then hundreds of moth babies get born. That's how we procreate.
Moth darling, you just have such a way with words. It is amazing. I totally understand now why everyone is attracted to you.
Wait. People are attracted to me?
Yes.
It is such a shame that all of your sex appeal is completely wasted on you.
But I'm not any of you. I don't understand. I don't quite understand what's happening. None of you have inner erectile tissue in order to of a substantial amount in order to contain what I can give through my seed. And I'm actually, this is me going towards lyric again in sexy, not realizing that it's sexy. Or excuse me, lyric, yeah, going towards lyric again. And I like open my wings and I just kind of like pull up my fur. Like, this is dangerous. And there's just like a schlong like hanging down to my knees.
And like a lyric, I think is like, if only you had substantial income, I would not be able to resist.
Really? I am. He puts down his fuzz, and then it has not become erectile. It's still in its natural state, like it's flaccid. So, are you telling? But I don't want to kill you. I would be worried about any of you, and I don't think
You no yeah.
So
Absolutely none at all.
Sorry.
I'm sure I could handle whatever you have
That is
to
interesting.
spew.
What?
I'm trying to figure out how to best word this towards what I'm aiming towards, but my mind is still rebooting from the last 5 minutes of conversation.
I think we're doing a sexy roll. I'm rolling sexy versus. This is my first.
Yeah, I think that's sexy towards lyric.
Right,
I think I'm rolling sexy towards everyone. Just in my
Okay, so that would be, if you're doing sexy again, then you would drop the die size if you
Okay.
used it last time. So it would go from
No,
D12 to a D10.
Yeah, I haven't done sexy at all. I've done silly.
Oh, at all? So yes,
Yeah,
if
I've
this is your
done
first time
silly
using
and
it, then
smooth.
it's D12.
Yeah. Cool.
Oh, so you've done silly and smooth, yeah. So
Yeah.
each of these has been D12 because you're using different approaches.
Okay, it's a 9.
Okay. Well, mine is a 3, but I was only rolling a D8 anyway, so it absolutely worked.
It's like, all right.
Yeah, I mean, I think I don't even know how, like, a lyric, like,
I agree.
is just, it is, I think it's just like the straightforwardness, like just like the audacity that is lyric is just like, yeah, okay, you know what? Why not? So yeah, she said, Mothman, darling, this sleepover can't come soon enough.
Oh, look. They're playing real life rock band now. And like Halka stands up to go watch the band. Call me maybe.
I think I'm gonna roll one last thing, and then that'll probably be a good time once that resolves. I'm trying to decide if I just want to keep going for Mothman because this whole just getting Rosie to react to anything is great. This is fucking hilarious. You know what? Fuck it. Yeah, I will.
Okay.
Um, actually, I think I know what it's going to be. Yep, I think I know.
Okay.
Hmm. I think Lilith walks over and starts dancing to the music, but puts herself still firmly within Mothman's like eyesight, which I assume is not hard considering the multiple eyes and everything.
Yeah. Well, he just has two eyes. They're just like very large. They're very owl-like, oddly enough.
I think, and this is with the intent of sexy,
Uh-huh.
but I think she shifts between various forms, some of which are much bigger in different dimensions than her usual form, and the last one is a facsimile of a moth man-like being.
What? I am... My scales start to shed. like, I stop and I'm just like, call me maybe. Hey.
So that is sexy towards Mothman.
Okay.
Specifically noting that its whole concern was that I don't think any of you could take this, and I'm like, hun, I can literally become much bigger than you if you want that.
So I'm going to use my ExtraLife D6 for this. Look at that, for the kids. Let's romance Mothman to help childhood cancer. Oh, okay. I rolled a 6. In defense to your sexy. Breaks Angie again.
It's exactly a 7.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's my 1.
And
It's always
in that moment, I'm just like, wait a second. There are beings on this planet that can take me. We should change this to a different game because I don't think Rock Band will be enough.
I can't do Rock Band anymore. I have to go back to Guitar Hero.
Yeah.
Twister.
No.
So I think it's very hard to get full sentences out anymore after all of this.
Do you need to take over? I'm good.
Yeah. I was just gonna
say. Do we want to pass out tokens before we do the break? Who's in charge of
I think that's a
passing?
that's a good one. That's
Okay.
a good spot to throw out tokens.
I'm gonna, if that's cool, I would like to give a token to both Lyric, for just literally physically getting sandwiching herself between Lilith and Mothman, even before she knew the size of the schlong. And I want to give one to Arado for figs. So, because I absolutely love figs.
I absolutely want to give a token to Mothman for the most awkward explanation of reproduction ever given on a stream.
Just
going through my head, I'm like, yeah, that's pretty up there. That's pretty much one of the most awkward ones.
Yes, absolutely, Mothman. You get a token from me as
Oh
well.
no.
But actually, it's mostly for like somehow stumbling into like a seduction that is working on lyric that should not.
Shouldn't. It shouldn't work on anyone. That's the whole vibe. Like, this shouldn't be happening, but it is.
Trust me, this is how I ended up in multiple relationships. I don't understand how I got here. I have never understood. I have a partner who I've been with for 12 years. I don't understand how I got to this point.
I made
I may
mine
have a
watch
new
Tremors
partnership
with me, and
soon.
that's how we ended up together. Anyway, Angie, do you have tokens you want to pass out before we take our
Uh,
break?
I'm gonna give one to Arado for the fig because that was amazing. That was possibly one of the gayest forms of
Mm-hmm.
no sapphic. I'm gonna go even more specific.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of the most sapphic attempts at seduction I've ever heard. That just did not work for the most hilarious of reasons, which was we gave Mothman a rule and we didn't give it an exception to the rule.
Mhm. Mhm.
That's S tier continuity following at
Yeah.
its finest there.
All right. That being said, y'all, we're gonna go ahead and take our 15-minute break now because some of us are laughing very hard. We will be back at the top of the hour with some more whatever this is. Yeah, we'll be back, y'all. See you soon. Put that on there, make that visible. Great. And we're back. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. We're at the halfway mark for our Extra Life second game of the week, the day, and the weekend with Scary Monsters and Nice Sprites, where everyone is got the hots for Mothman. So apparently, that being said, I just want to remind everyone we are raising money for Extra Life. Extra Life is a nonprofit that raises money to help children that are in whatever medical care that they do all across North America, so United States and Canada specifically. All of the proceeds for Extra Life goes 100% to the hospitals that we are donating to. I, for example, am donating to BC Children's Hospital up here in British Columbia. And what else is going on? We have rewards, and I'm going to put the link up here in a second for y'all. And as a reminder, all of my sub points from September to December, every month I will be making a donation based on my sub points. So if you got that Twitch Prime hanging around or not, and you just want to, sub around, in the game we're playing, sub has been a very funny word. Like, it's got double entendre here. If you would like to subscribe to the channel, I will be meeting those subscriber points. So, which means if you did like a 3-tier, that's $3. Just pointing that out. But yeah, I'm matching that to the end of the year, so throw them my way. With that, Angie, excuse me, I burped it. It's from all the juice. Angie, go ahead. I will put up our rewards here for donations.
And I will take the time to take over and read those on out. Hello there, everybody. Again, welcome to Girls Run These Worlds who just rated us. I see some familiar faces in the chat. And always, once again, happy to just have extra folk being here to support us. So, as Val did say, we are raising money in support of Extra Life. And to that end, I've come up with some nice, tempting offers to that effect. So, number one, if you are able to donate $1, you can feel free to add a setting element to our Monster Speakeasy that's happening. Right now, we have a live rock band that's playing. We have a slime girl barkeep. We have a vampire owner. And everyone wants Mothman, apparently.
And
so
there's
that's a
lychee
thing.
juice.
Oh, and there's lychee juice. Yes, it's a very important detail. If you would like other kinds of drinks, song change for the live band, additional NPCs who show up, let's go with kind of blonde, silver blonde haired vampiric mask figure of some kind, with clothing of a fantasy bent, who seemingly is cavorting around with a few other people and like has a very sharp blade, potentially like lifting someone's chin with it. Just a random figure I've thrown up there for all you Baldur's Gate fans. And we also have $5 if you want to give a token for anyone to spend whenever they like, which can help tip the scales in favor of folks when they do their rolls to increase intimacy meters. $15 if you want to give a token to a specific person. $25 to give the whole cast a token to spend. And you know what? Fuck it. $50 and I will write a lewd poem on a topic of your choice.
Huh. Okay.
I can't because we are if you want me to, I will write something on the spot.
Okay.
Just saying, that's pretty good. The previous $50 one was during break. I would go and change out into my red boob dress, which I was contemplating doing anyways because I like that dress. However, I can't do that live now because that would break TOS, and that is a problem. And I'd like the stream to continue for a bit. So
we have 7 more games, so please, I would like.
Yeah. So with that being the case, we're going to continue. So we've been joking about it, but in all seriousness, a lot of people have been interested in Mothman. But also, what's going on? Who's taking the next approach? Mothman's sort of just vibing to music right now, and it's having its own time to just sort of be on their own for that moment. Maybe seen Lilith, who is my succubus character. Her pronouns, sort of enticing him, but Right now, Mothman's off on his own right now. So who's taking the next
So
approach in response to
so
this?
I like going first because I'm selfish. But
Do it.
I
Rat
think
energy.
Erato is going to just take an approach with Lilith. Not necessarily like a seductive approach, but more of uh look, let me level with you approach. So I like to imagine Lilith stops into the bathroom and like starts adjusting her makeup when the handicap stall door opens up really wide and is just slammed open like the loudest earth shattering slam you have ever heard. And the like it's filled with thorns and bristles as Erato erupts forward and wipes some tears away from her face. Lilith, I think I need to bare my bosom unto you. You see, it's not just about that remarkable specimen out there for me. Forsooth, I have not been with anyone all year. Do you remember the Christmas party last
Hmm.
December?
A little bit hard to recall. Why don't you inform me? And she's just like she's turning away from you. Not this is very much she is being fully coy until you like sort of get to the point of what you're trying to say. She's like, mm-hmm.
I took someone home that night and did unspeakable, wondrous things with them. And I don't know how to put this politely, so I'm just going to say it. Lilith, I gave a Dracula a heart attack during sex. And I don't mean like a vampire. I mean like a full-on Bela Lugosi Dracula type. So like the subset of vampire. Not my best seduction, not my best thing. I could have gotten like anybody better. At that point, I was somewhat entertained by it. But I need someone who is not going to die. So you want to do a little slumber party? Want to do a little rock band or whatever he recommended? I'm entirely open to that. But don't moth block me.
Approach are you going for here? I'm curious.
Silly.
Shit. God damn it. That is my lowest one.
I figured.
Yeah, no. Lilith is just looking for some.
Oh, and
Lilith came out here for a
I'm going to
lot.
use one of my tokens to lower your resistance.
Damn it. I'm so on board for this because I think the term moth block is so out of left field. She would not know what to do with that.
Also, I gave a Dracula a heart attack.
Uh, roll, roll
12.
one. That was a critical success at your end for all I care. Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
Balls in your court. How do you want
Yeah,
to take this?
I'm realizing this. I'm very much realizing that this is the case. I think the way that it plays out is that I think Lilith gets a look of hunger on her face. And I think she walks out with you. Damn it, the chat's killing me today. Uh, because I'm not thinking of normal CPR, I'm thinking of the song CPR. So I have a very different interpretation of that chat comment. So I I think she walks out with you and she says, I will have to think about it. And she goes over to any of the figs that are, she goes to one of the flowers with a fig that's blooming. She very gently caresses alongside your head, plucks a fig, and just like, you're sweet. You taste very sweet.
I have been told.
Mm. We'll see if you're sweeter later. And then just sort of walks away. But there's definitely a look of like, you've impressed me solely by nature of going for her kryptonite, which is just entirely break with what most people do with her, which is like try and be more sexy than her. It's like you can't be more sexy than her. She is literally an avatar of seduction. This does not work. Just make her
Jolene,
laugh, god damn it.
Jolene, Jolene. I like to imagine that that Estel's playing right now, like a
It's
rock cover of
appropriate.
Jolene.
I approve of your choice right there.
Like a
What?
punk
Why?
rock cover of Jolene.
Yes,
See, I was just going with the white stripes just in there because Jack White's basically a vampire. Meg White's allowed to be whoever she wants to be because Meg White's cute. And
for
doesn't
some
get enough
reason,
credit.
there's an electric harp. Like it doesn't quite fit and it shouldn't work, but it does.
It's Jack White. The dude is weird. He just plays random ass shit because he can. But I think that is the resolution of that one. Is just like you have my interest. So it goes to either myself or to Lyric. I feel like Lyric, do you feel like you have a follow up to that? As you see the two of us coming out, and you definitely see Lilith do the whole like picking the fig thing off.
Right. Yeah, I think Lyric is going to approach Lilith actually. Um, and Lilith, it seems like you are having a very good night so far.
I am enjoying myself, to say the least.
I'm sure. I mean, you always get yours in the end, don't you?
You aren't still mad about the last two people I managed to pull out from under the rug from you, are you?
Oh, listen, we we usually work in tandem, and it did hurt a little bit when you did that, especially when I always have Moth as competition. I really don't even understand that. I just, it eludes me, though the fluffy is, I suppose, somewhat intriguing, um, and perhaps how open they are about everything on their body.
I wouldn't
Uh,
have taken you for much of an exhibitionist. You seem a little bit too what's the word I'm looking for here? High strung?
oh, I'm strong. Well, I mean, everybody likes to try something once. And I suppose Mothman is the person to try things once with. Um, but I just wanted to check in and make sure you were getting fed tonight.
An offer, Lyric?
It could be. It could be. I mean, I'm not having much luck steering people away from Moth over there, but I know that you and we always have been compatible.
I'm intrigued by your words, but I will have to ask you for one thing. I need you to be direct with me. What do you want, sweetheart?
Oh, you know what I always want. But we've taken care of some of it already by paying for my drinks. I just like to know that my partners are ready to ante up, so to speak, and give me all they've got.
All right, then. Be direct with it. What would you do to convince me to make all of these little money things a guarantee for you this evening?
Well, I mean, you can drink as much as you like. You can take as much as you like. I'm not puny human, so I'm sure you'll get what you want from me.
What approach are you going for here? I'm curious.
Smooth.
Okay. That is a D10 for me, because smooth does not work on Lilith as well.
Uh-oh.
Avatar of seduction, hon. You
Yeah,
got to
that's
make her
true.
laugh. There's a
I
reason that
know.
moth is winning. That moth ain't trying to be sexy intentionally. That moth is just being cute.
Well,
So
I
let's see what
haven't used
happens.
this approach before, so I at least
So
have a
you have a
good
D12.
chance.
Yes, you have a
Yeah.
chance. So let's see. Let's see.
Oh,
Okay.
it's a 6.
It's a 5.
Oh
Fuck
my
these
gosh.
rolls. Why is it always 1? It's always
It's
1.
always one. It's always one.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I think I think I think here's what it is, because we established that like Lyric, like all of us in our group are pretty tall, but Lyric is
Mhm.
comparatively like the shortest one in the group, right?
Yes. Hmm.
I think she leans down. There is like two very long, like her nails are, as we established earlier, are very long, but I think they grow out a bit and become much more their natural state, like her in her full form, which is they are basically like claws, and has them like underneath like Lyric's chin, says, "Sweetheart, if you're going to last for this evening, learn to crack a joke and don't take it too seriously. But sure, I'll take care of this. Don't worry. But really, you know what's you want to know something very sweet that I enjoy?
And the lyric like steps closer to like sort of um notches her thigh in between Lilith's legs and like leans upward and is like, I'm listening.
You know why I like things like apples and peaches and other kinds of fruits that are sweet?
Why?
Because I find them appealing. and she's going to use silly towards Lyric to try and establish control again.
Okay.
Because I know, because I think she's just like, it's the last thing Lyric will suspect her to do.
Wow.
I had to try. I thought of that 30 minutes ago with Mothman, and I was like, no, 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 no. This has got to go against someone else.
Okay.
This is the
Okay.
perfect one to use it. So I have no tokens, so I have nothing that I'm going to use to modify this.
Okay.
And but I have not used this approach towards you. And the last one I used, I believe, was sexy. So this is a D12 for me. So we both roll
Okay.
and see what happens.
Yep. 2 from a D12.
Guess what it is?
What is it? It's not a 1, is it?
No, it's a
Okay.
3. It's a fucking 3.
Still just 1, but this time the round goes to you.
Yep.
Yeah. So like honestly, Lyric has been so focused, and like she always kind of has to be on and like seductive and sort of dommy to everybody, right? And Lilith completely takes her off guard. And I think she just like throws her head back and laughs with like a deep belly laugh. It's so sincere. It's not like a fake laugh at all. And she's just like, oh, Lilith. She's like, that was definitely what I needed tonight. Appealing. I might have to try and do silly. Like that was and I think like she finishes off the drink that she has in her hand, and then she kind of like is on tiptoe now. Maybe Lilith is still like leaning over a little bit, and she like gives Lilith a kiss on her cheek, and she's like, fantastic, I love it.
Sweetheart, I'm not gonna get in the way if you want to have fun with our moth friend. I just want a little bit of the action too, but I'm not gonna get in the way of that. You're much too gorgeous and much too wonderful to not have some attention being given your way. Like she winks, and like the way that like is like I imagine with them being like wing buddies that there's a certain level of like impish glee that only Lyric has ever seen Lilith have sometimes with people, and she like pulls she like opens up, she waves her hand again, does like a little quick incantation. She's like, Alpha Tracks. And you just, once again, you hear like, it's the sound of like screaming and like a terrible demon's voice. It's like, who has summoned me? Oh, hello, hello. Like once again, and it's like, so, do you know, can you talk, do you know Henry? And he's like, you mean the stockbroker who we've managed to swindle a bunch of different accounts? Yeah, yes, the man who I managed to swindle most of his accounts. Could you put that under Lyric's name for me? It's like, I'm not an accountant. And it's like, you still kind of owe me for favor 1, favor 3, favor 15. He's like, oh, fine. I'm not going to deal with this right now. Fine. Fine. It's like, there you go, dear. I think this will make your business a little bit easier to handle.
And Lyric is like, very much appreciated.
I think Lilith walks over and is just kind of curious, like what's happening with Arado in this moment.
I actually have a scene that I would like to do with Arado, please.
Yes. I didn't. I was letting you have your recovery party.
But I had a thing occur because I had to think about. That's why I was like, I got it. So as y'all are doing whatever it is y'all are doing over there, like
that's a question I've been asking this entire game.
Yes.
What are we doing?
What are we doing?
The thing is that once like Jack White comes on, Mothman is completely uninterested because he hates the white stripes and like makes a and on top of that, this cover band is not doing a good job of him. Mothman's favorite
tempo
band
is off.
Yeah, Mothman's favorite band is Nickelback, okay? Like, unabashedly. Like, this is how you remind me. Just, like, saunters over it. And until Nickelback comes on, we're not gonna be here. And just saunters on, like, kind of poking his little clawed talons together. To Rato, it's like, oh man, we gotta talk.
Are you all right?
Well,
What ails you?
I needed to dance the dance of my people for a little while
I
to
saw that. It was very impressive.
to
There was
center
also a little bit of robot in there.
to center myself. Yes, there was. I need to talk. And you've kind of known me the longest, right?
Right.
You did that plane job for me.
Yeah, DB Cooper.
Yeah. Okay, so you know how about like 500,000 years ago I landed on this planet?
Yes.
Um I was a preteen, like the equivalent of a preteen when that happened. Like 12, 11 years old.
Uh-huh.
And then some other alien blew up my ship. And a cat died. And it was all very traumatic. My parents were murdered. It was a traumatic experience for me, okay?
Okay.
But also the thing is that also the majority of my people were also killed that were on tour here and left.
Uh-huh.
I have never copulated before.
Oh. So you're Oh. Okay.
Because I was waiting for the right moth woman to do that with.
Is there a moth woman?
My mother was.
Okay, but
I'm using,
available to you.
Well, since the incident, no one's been back on tour. It's just been me. Like this. I think this has become like a do not enters, like a war zone as far as my people are concerned. Mm-hmm.
That's fair. I mean,
and all there are a couple other moth people here, but they have all sort of seemingly found their flame, sort of stuff, because they were all grown ups together. Some of them are considerably younger than me because they were able to make little moth people.
yeah, but out of your
babies.
age bracket by a couple 100,000 years or so. Yeah.
And so, it's not only that, is that I'm promised to someone already back home.
Oh.
Yeah. And I didn't realize before people were attempting to fornicate. And I really just want to go play Rock Band.
Oh.
Because again,
Well, while I was hoping for fornication, Rock Band is just fine.
Because I really don't like y'all. Listen, Lily did that whole thing where she looked like a moth person, and that I had to go away because the erectile tissue activated. But
You poor dear.
but the thing is that I really would split her in two.
She's a bit of a shapeshifter.
It's not that, it's the seed would eat her from the inside out.
Mothman seed is
corrosive?
Yes. Oh, it's yes.
So we can't get like
It's
one of those balloon animals because I don't think anything else will fit.
um, here's the thing. Maybe um Arnica. Because I'm imagining Arnica is howling right now because I know what Arnica sounds like when she's howling. I'm sorry. Um,
I am dying transmissions. I just want to make this clear.
I just so um
So I could do like so what we do is we get this big huge tub of latex, right? And
no,
we're
you don't
just going to
understand. I corrode through latex. Why
how
do you
about we
think
melt down a tire?
there's technology on my people's world that that might help because some people get really curious when they travel, but the thing is that that technology is lost to me deep into Appalachia. A bridge fell on it, and it was my fault. And as much as I would
You know,
love,
every time you have said the word bridge, you have always ended it with, and it was my fault every time you have said that to me. I'm just noting that real quick.
and that's the other thing, is that orgasms are not quiet amongst my people either.
The heart.
So I'm afraid that I might cause a fault line.
So anyone you did such a thing with, you would have to take some very serious and effortful precautions.
Lots precautions that we have not taken tonight.
Yeah,
Like we need
this
to
isn't a
go
shot
to
of
where
shot of whiskey and a pack of Swankies sort of situation.
Yeah, like we need to go to like the Mariana Trench or something for this to happen. And then, even then, we could say bye to LA.
This sounds like one of Dionysus's parties.
So I would like to roll spooky for this one. It's the one I haven't used yet. But the thing is that I don't know how.
All right, I'm rolling a 10.
I rolled a 10. So you need to tie me.
I got a
protection.
2.
Need a
Okay,
civil
so-
engineer.
Oh. So I don't mind watching. I watch all the time.
Yeah.
That's usually how bridges fall.
What about the whole tongue thing?
What?
I got some videos to show you while you're watching, possibly.
Oh, I don't need videos if I'm watching. But I'm just
No, like, well, no, I could demonstrate. You know what? Yeah, you can watch.
I'm a walking natural disaster. And the frequencies that I emit, this planet cannot handle.
So instead of a little death, it would be multiple deaths.
It would be a mass extinction. So I'm gonna need your help to just let them down. Okay?
Erato gives Mothman like a little hug, like a very chaste hug.
Thank you. I'm gonna go get more juice now. to the bar. Like, one more slime, girl. Thank you.
How you doing, sweetie? Everything going okay? You sure your drink's treating you fine and everything?
I just, I think I might have to have some of that agave juice now.
Oh, you want me to pull out the good stuff for you? Oh, geez, you don't normally dip into that unless it's kind of like a big deal. You sure you want that?
Apparently, people have been wanting to fornicate with me.
Well, you are a bit of a catch. You got that whole symbol of monster fuckery thing going around for you.
Well, everybody here should have it. We're all monsters.
Well, yes, but you kind of occupy a specific, position in the whole, like the hierarchy of the whole monster fuckery cryptid enthusiast, scaly, furry, kind of
I don't know what any of those
system that
words
we have
mean.
here.
You're like
Scaly, you're a particular enthusiast towards a draconic kind of variety. So if you got kind of a lizard folk or kind of a dragon folk, if you're furry, you might be more inclined to those who are a little bit more of the fur-tastic. So your basic level kind of like werewolf or what have you. She's just flailing her slime limbs while she's explaining all of
Yep.
this. Like different pieces are moving around and just charting this all out.
She's entirely right, and also I'll have a dirty martini. You're like 3 steps above a full anthro werewolf.
Yeah, you're right about up there, because when you start getting into the cryptid area, that's when you start going into like the esoteric elements of what you call the general category of monster fuckery. So that's when you start going to the concepts like, the elder god, old god of like Cthulhu and stuff, or then when you go into the things like the conceptual understanding of
Cthulhu's
the
not a
town
god.
from that
He's
weird.
just some octopus guy who has like
Still doesn't take my calls.
yeah.
But anyways, dear, I'll get you the agave juice. Don't worry about it.
Thanks.
And a dirty martini.
Remember, agave juice is just tequila. Well, actually, no, it's actually so the agave. I forgot what it is called, but out of character, we had this when we went to Mexico. So it's called pucha or something. It's before it becomes tequila, but it's legitimately like the milk of the gods. It's called.
I know what you're.
Like,
I think I know what you're talking about.
You just drink it straight from the plant, and it is. Yeah, not pregnant women. It's very nutritious on
pregnant.
top of being a very alcoholic. Apparently, it helps with milk production. Apparently, from what I understood. Yeah, I don't know.
Moment where I insert the more you know.
The more you know.
Across the screen. So.
Wait,
Back
that's
to our
that
game.
was that. I had to. That scene came in my head, and I was like, nope, I gotta let them know.
Yeah. Val, Monster Fuckery 101 clip at 2 minutes, 38 minutes, 37 minutes into the pod. Another spot to mark for going forward. Because, good God, this game. This whole game.
For the kids.
That's the part that makes it even more ridiculous on top of everything. But I think so. I'm imagining so. Mothman is talking with Irado at the bar, or is just like had that discussion while Lyric and Lilith have had their whole small, totally not gay scene whatsoever with each other.
Exactly.
I
No,
was
not gay.
direct.
Are you kidding? No homo at all.
I think if it's all right, I will push forward the next approach, just going up to Mothman directly. How are you doing, dear? Your eyes look a little bit wider than usual.
There's chicken nugget in my face.
I can vamp, don't worry.
Okay, give me a second.
You could swallow the well.
I'm not
I
ready.
need to finish that statement in the context of this game very quickly. Jesus Christ. You could swallow the chicken nugget if you want. No, that really actually doesn't improve that statement that as much as I thought it would. It makes it worse.
Just kind of like Owl turns his head to you. You're such a nice person.
I try to be for the people I'm interested in, at the very least.
Don't want to see you hurt.
I don't think you could hurt me that easily, dear.
I just had this conversation. I can't have it again. Really? Like, I understand. Did you want something?
Can I sit down with you just for a sec?
Yes, I have the agave juice.
Right. And she like sits next to you.
It's
I
fermented.
didn't upset you with this form, and she switches back to the moth form again. I didn't upset you with this, did I?
Upset's not the word.
Oh, are you excited? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get you that flustered. Is the tongue sticking out, but like in frustration right now?
There's
You're
it's
like,
just makes like noises. I haven't seen someone of my kind in about 4,000 years.
Is it a good thing or a bad thing? She switches back to her original form to make it easier on him.
It's a thing.
Would you like it to be a more long-term thing?
No. I mean, yeah. I mean, no. I mean... He stands up. And he goes back to the dance floor. I don't know what you're trying to do for the approach, but just like...
No. I haven't done an approach yet. She's just like checking in with them first.
I
think she falls.
just goes back. It's like they're playing Nickelback. Like...
She goes back. I think she goes to the dance floor and says, "Hey, listen. I don't want to make you uncomfortable. You seem like fun. You seem sweet, as in kind, and I enjoy being around you. If you would like to have fun with me, I would be interested in that, and that fun does not have to mean anything too untoward. If you would like to go in that direction, by all means, I am open to that.
So...
But... so I think she's going for smooth, is what I'm going to say that.
Okay, so go ahead and do smooth, and I have a way that I'm going to react to this. I think smooth is my 8. Yeah, smooth is my 8. I got a 6.
It was a 3.
Okay. So, as you say this, like, he full body turns and gets so close to you that you might even feel the need to back up into the wall because it is looming, right? It's like, whoa, moth. Like, and he's like, of course I would like to, Lilith. However, you must heed my warnings. For this planet, nay, this galaxy, could not sustain its matter at the force that would reverberate from our copulation. And then he leans back and he's like, I like this song, as he goes and does a little jig.
I think Lilith is just left mildly stunned, but anyone passing by is just like, huh, I've never had a literal world shattering orgasm before. And she's just like then she's just like still there just thinking about it. She's like, huh.
Pompeii, that was moth people, okay? Like, Mount St. Helens, that was moth people with each other. Like,
Every earthquake related natural disaster, that wasn't an earthquake,
anytime
but
the tectonic plates shift, that's just moth people, okay? Like, it's
I, somebody photoshopped Rosie on the conspiracy board meme, just being like, "It's just moth people."
fucking.
Always moth people.
Someone else take the wheel, Jesus, the devil, or some other player, because I'm out at this moment. I need to recover from that.
See, I might not be a top, but I play one.
I believe that brings us to Lyric then, doesn't it?
I think it does. Lyric,
yeah,
you
yeah.
follow this up.
Oh, Lyric has something fantastic to follow this up with. Lyric has been ruminating on Lilith's comment to loosen up just a little bit and not be so serious. So like this is when like right at the end of Moth's like proclamation, the music like stops completely and long enough for people to be like, what's going on? And then you see Lyric marching up to the stage and taking the microphone and saying thank you, and then saying, Arado, this is for you. And the music like strikes up and it is a rendition of Call Me Maybe.
Yes, yes, we're just keeping up. We're just continuing.
Oh, the
And
joke from the
Lyric
comments,
starts singing too. And there's like that part like at the bridge when like Lyric starts walking down off the stage, so that like at the very end of the Call Me Maybe, she's standing right in front of Arado. And then she like kind of does like mic drop thing and is like, so what do you think, Arado?
You want to fuck while Mothman watches?
She was definitely going for this silly approach, and I don't think she expected that quite, because she's like, is this really gonna work? Like, come on now. And,
Arado is weak to silly.
right. Great. Because this is the one approach that I have not used yet. So I don't know if we should even roll. It feels like that was the best line ever.
We keep breaking Angie.
I know. And she's gone.
Do you want to use a token and weaken me up a little bit? Or?
I do have a token. I was about to say I don't have any tokens, but
Okay.
I do.
Okay.
Yes.
Let me look how tokens can be used real quick.
Yeah.
I think it can be used to
It's adjusting
diminish.
adjusting an approach you use, adjusting someone else's approach, or lowering a defense die, or increasing intimacy meter. Usually justified by something in the scene. Also, I promise I will get back up out of my chair. I just wanted to make the note that directness, 10 out of 10.
I want to weaken your defense, Arado.
I'd say you've done that.
Okay. Awesome. Well, that was a 10.
Well, I got a 2.
So it definitely worked then. Hey.
Yeah, and I'd like to spend a thing to increase that intimacy meter by 1.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Oh,
Right.
right.
Um, yeah, I think lyric, like when Arado says that, lyric like plasters herself to Arado and is like, why wait till it's just Mothman?
Oh.
No longer Arado stunned in gay panic.
Yeah.
Is now J Maple stunned in gay panic. This was the actual end game, just to cause all
Yep,
of us
yep.
at one
Yes.
point or another to be stunned in some form of gay panic.
Okay, so Arado is going to pull out her flip phone, like
Mhm.
her 20-year-old flip phone, put it up to her ear and be like, hey, yeah, Chuck, yeah, can you run by my storage unit real quick and pick up Rock Band? Yeah. Yeah, you just drop it off there. Run by the liquor store? Yeah, yeah. Oh, you big. Thanks.
I don't think I've actually taken a proper breath in about 3 hours, and I'm okay with this.
Coincidence, that's about how long we've been playing.
I
Yeah.
wonder why.
Hmm.
Jesus Christ.
It's
Is
okay.
that
We don't kink shame here. You're fine.
is that the note to end on, or do we,
No. We're not ending on we don't kink shame here. If this is going to be a mature stream, mention of kink should occur.
So,
I will say though,
is there gonna be some monster fucking on the dance floor? Is that what I'm understanding?
It was an offer, definitely. But now it sounds like I think actually when Arado does that phone call, um, I think Lyric does actually back off a little and it's like, yeah, I'm into garage band too. And she's like, we'll definitely continue this though later. And like does like a wink.
And her light stretches over salt seas equally in flower deep fields, and the beautiful dew is poured out of roses bloom and frail, chervil, flowering sweet clover.
So hey, are we almost done here? Are we gonna go back for a summer party and play a rock band?
we're gonna go play Rock Band.
Okay.
You want me to call an Uber?
Oh, for you, I'll just fly to your house. I know where you live.
Right,
But
right, right.
didn't you need to go get your equipment though?
I call up a favor from a friend. They're dropping it off.
Oh, well, I thought lyrics people were gonna do because isn't that what lyrics
Oh,
all about?
it sounds like Arado has all in hand right now.
Mhm.
So I do have a driver. So
Oh,
if
no Uber
anyone,
then. Yeah, yeah.
yes, absolutely.
Do they
More
have like a?
privacy.
Oh my god! Like oh Cthulhu, listen! I just came up with a great idea. What if we made an Uber for monsters? Moober.
Uber?
Monster Uber.
Right.
But I
Like,
don't understand this money thing or why it's there. But apparently Lyric does. So, what's that thing they say on the TV shows? You can be the 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 EO that's in the sea. I don't know why you have to be in the sea to be the EO and be in charge of it, but you can do that.
Amazing.
Lily and I are gonna make it for the last 30 minutes. We're both gonna die from laughing.
The lyric is just like you're such a sweet summer child. Moth.
I'm actually a full-grown Mothman now.
Of course, of course.
And I was also born in the spring. Like all moth people are born in the spring. Oh,
Like
shit.
spring on your planet, or
I will be back. Sorry.
Yeah, all good. I'm just imagining such a oh Lord. So before carrying on anything mechanically, I just want to make sure I have the situation right. So we have an understanding between Lilith and Lyric both down for the moth. Errato has apparently been stunned by Gay and has now gotten the contact to bring Rock Band for us.
forgive me, mother, I cannot weave. Slender Aphrodite.
And we are either have a driver or are creating a business. We're creating a driving business.
I'm not sure that's happening right at this moment, but perhaps yes.
No, I think we're kind of piling into a limo.
Actually, I was about to say, would Lyric be the kind of person to have a limo? And then I'm like, no, Lyric strikes me as the kind of person who might have a limo.
Yeah, and that's like a super flashy, like one of those Mercedes Benz limos.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That tracks.
Yeah.
Lord, all of this, just like,
Uh,
well, no, go.
Errato is well off, but she's got like a little Nissan Leaf, and just took an Uber down because she was planning on getting really messed up.
I was like, I know how I expect this night to go.
Right. I mean, it sounds like Moth just flies everywhere.
Moth just knows where to go, apparently. Holy shit. I am genuinely wondering, because we didn't necessarily establish a full, like, what our full meter count was going to be, like, at the beginning of the game. I kind of just wanted to leave that one up to everyone to decide, like, when would be, like, a good with folks. Where is everybody at? Because right now, I have a nearly full meter with Kalka and a little bit more with Lyric, and then one with Errato. Where is everyone else at?
I got 3 with Lyric.
Okay.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, I didn't start it at 0 for all of them because I used like our bonds to
Right.
establish a
Because
little.
that would have established a different one if you wanted to do it. Because that's an equally valid way to do it.
So right now I gained 3 with Arata, so I'm at 7. And then I gained I gave I gave Calca 5 during the game because it was just kind of
Mothman being
unexpected, out
Mothman.
of nowhere, Mothman being Mothman, and then some of those roles losing. So Kalka is at 9 with me,
Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
and then Lilith
Oh
is at
Lordy.
6.
I'm
We had
being
we had some past Lilith and I, so I
yeah,
started
yeah, yeah.
us.
So
Yeah,
we had some we had history that
yeah.
established us because I hadn't thought about that because I was like Kalka being a regular Arado I wouldn't know because it was our first time meeting because that was the bond that we rolled before we started.
Mm-mm.
And then there was Kalka I knew as a regular and Lyric I had, so probably both of them would have been one more. So yeah, oh my God, I think that puts me at full with Kalka and almost full with Lyric. So Mothman has my heart right now and potentially consuming all of my essence with
Right.
with gestational like birthing of children, but you know,
While also causing an extinction event with a
mass extinction
climax.
event from orgasm. You know, there's a joy that those of us who play these kinds of games get from realizing just how absurd some of these scenarios are, because like you could have fantastic wild mythic adventures, you could have spooky investigations into the eldritch, you can have a band of rogues hoping to pull off a score, you could have a literal queer heist crew, and then you have monsters just trying to romance each other with juice as a theme.
Mhm.
That you don't
Yeah.
I didn't think that the fact that we gave Mothman a rule about juice for fruit on vines would hold up for an entire session, and yet here we are.
We have
Good
made it
Lord,
this
just
far.
we have made it this far. We are in the last stretch of time, and good God, so much of this is just wow.
Indeed.
So Uber's going over.
Limo ride. Limo ride.
Well,
Limo
limo
ride.
ride. Yeah,
Limo ride, yeah.
oh God, I've been laughing so much. My focus has been divided between trying to keep my lungs intact from collapsing from laughter. Um, what, if I may ask, because I feel like Val's just taking a little bit to take care of an issue. What, what is this final location we're heading to? I'm kind of
It
curious
it
about like the
it is
setting
it
details.
is Arado's place, and like it is this nice long drive up the coast, and it is literally a vineyard with a mansion in it.
Wow.
Like she has lived a long time, and she has like supernatural abilities with plants. She has not slacked on what she gets.
You made gay Persephone. That's what you've done.
Yes.
Which I applaud you as one sapphic catching every bit of sapphic vibe being thrown out into this game. I applaud you for that. So
Thank you.
it's
Thank
a
you.
vineyard. We're all in here. And what is Irada's place like, and what's going through Lyric's head? I'm curious. What's happening here? Because I can fill in Lilith's head pretty easily. But what's Irada's place look like? Because you said it's a vineyard. What's the actual like living spot look like? And then what
Living
is
spot
going
looks
through
like
Lyric's head?
it's sort of like that Greco-Roman Art Deco kind of thing going on as far as that goes,
Mhm.
with a bit of Georgian elements in the furniture thrown in.
Mm,
I
interesting.
think Lyric is definitely impressed by this. Look, you know, she manages the money of quite a few different people, but kind of lives like just like in a penthouse, and doesn't really have like a lot of like land. Um, and if this is near water, then Lyric will absolutely be like doubly impressed by that.
Oh, it's like some rocky cliffs along the coast there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Mm.
every bit of this just suggests more money and stability, which is like, I'm intrigued by this. I I think Lilith is having one of those moments that I'm sure a bunch of other people before have had, where you're like, yeah, I'm so looking forward to this night, so many different things, and then you're getting to the actual like moments of lead up into a possible scenario. You're like, wait, shit, this is a thing.
You're checking your breath really slowly.
Yeah, you're doing one of those. You're just checking it. It's just like, my deodorant hold up? Does this dress look cute? Can I get my bra off quickly? Do I need to take my bra off? Like, is this a thing? Like, is this good? It's like, do they work nicely? Why am I grabbing them actually directly on stream? God damn it.
Did I make sure I matched today?
Yeah, it's like, did the right colors for both of these? Shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, and it's like, because she's a shapeshifter, she hasn't always noticed certain things because she can usually just change her outfit. But I think her powers malfunction a little bit when she's nervous. So she's just like, wait a minute, did I? And there's like a split second where she suddenly changes to a white dress, but she forgot she had a black bra on underneath. She's like, motherfucker. She's just like snapping her fingers, just trying to get something else to happen. And I'm just like, just she's just there, and it's just like, who is this person who's meeting up with us? Do they just appear? Do they like pop out of the ground just like a sprout or a seedling or something? Just go pop, and they're just like, yo bud, here's your rock band stuff. Or do they come by in like a car?
Is the question directed at me? I'm sorry.
Yes. There's a question directed
Could you repeat it again, please?
Is it just like, in terms of like the person who's dropping by the equipment, is it just like somebody? Is it somebody is like another dryad who just emerges out of the earth and is just like, here you go, bud, here's your stuff? Or are they like just coming by in a car and just like, here's your things?
It's like this little 50-year-old man smiles and waves and just, drops the stuff off to me. Drives off on a little Triumph TR6, just a little motorcycle.
I don't know why in my head I thought he somehow came in on a moped. Which I think would have been impressive if he carried all the Rock Band stuff while on just a moped. Oh, Lordy. I'm hoping that Val is okay with dealing with the situation, because I'm like, no, this is usually a little bit longer than folks have his vamp for and stuff.
Yeah, because I'm kind of wanting like everybody here before we start the next round.
Right.
Yeah, and we're approaching the like 20 minutes like left thing, so at least a resolution for things to go would be good. But how are folks thinking about what the resolution would be? Because I think that would be a good thing to tease out while we're waiting for Val to come back. Like, what do you think is the likely consequence of this? Or if we did a roll off of some kind to indicate where we were at with everything, like, who would folks be enticed towards? Who would they be leaning towards for their interest?
I mean, I say one big sex futon.
Yeah, I mean, Lyric is interested in anything, to be honest, and Lyric has not ever played Rock Band before, like, not ever. This is not a thing that is on her radar. So, like, they'd be totally into playing that for like the first hour or two, anyway.
Rosie is back. Hello there, Rosie.
Hi. Yeah, sorry, my cat threw up in his closet, so I had to clean that up. And then the cat where cat's sitting decided to venture out while I was cleaning it up, and so I had to make sure they didn't beat each other up. And then I went.
You were mediator for cat violence.
And they were fine, but now I have no idea where this other cat is. So, because I went to the bathroom and I have no idea where this cat. He's in my house. That's all that matters. So he might have escaped under my bed. That's my. Anyway, continue.
So, you were herding cats. Gotcha.
Yeah, herding cats. Literally
herding cats.
Cool.
So, because we're definitely heading towards the like
Mhm.
last 15, 20 minutes of stuff, I was thinking of like a last roll off, not necessarily for full scenes, but just to indicate like who would you be most interested in having a resolution with based off of like your different intimacy meters and how things have been going, and what would folks find to be the most satisfying way to end the
Okay.
evening. And so that's sort of the open question. I think Lilith, despite being such a flirtatious and very sensual person, would is actually very ace in her sexuality. She's like, I like being erotic. I don't actually really want sex. And the two are very different. I'm like, like it's only like she's mostly ace. She's like gray with like I'll say yes to Mothman solely because he's a sweetheart. And because
Uh-huh.
I'm okay with him splitting me in half and corroding me from the inside out. Like I'm okay with that.
I'm okay
But
with that.
you take one for the team when for things you want to enjoy. In her case, hopefully multiple times. Anyways, so you you approve this game, Rosie.
I did.
You
I
do
did
what your
approve
son
this game, yeah.
God for.
Without a
But
doubt.
I
Mm-hmm.
I think she would be interested in an approach of silly towards Kalka
Mm-hmm.
because she actually legitimately just wants to play games. Like that's actually that would make her the
Okay.
happiest. That's why she was sitting down. Some of it was like to reassure it that like I you don't we don't have to actually do that. But also I think
Uh-huh.
internally she was like, oh, I really hope he doesn't actually really want me to have to do this. Because I'm also nervous about trying to do stuff tonight because I actually just wanted someone to be silly to me. For the love of God, someone just be funny. So
Okay.
that's my approach, if that works. Silly towards
Yeah.
Kalka, if you're okay with that.
Sure.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I used silly before, so that would be a D10 for me on this roll.
And silly for me in the defense is a 10.
So 10 to 10. Let's see what happens.
Got a 4.
God, this would have been funny and fitting if it had been a 5, but it was a 7.
A 7.
So still a success. So what do you think if let's say Lilith initiates this sort of last moment, we're all hanging out, and while you're out, Val, Maple established that Arado's place is a literal vineyard,
Oh, okay.
like along the coast.
Along the coast?
Yeah.
Mhm.
The
So-
west coast? The east coast?
Just a generic coast.
Because I thought we were like in Chicago, the coast of the.
We were. That's why I look. Look, we are literal monsters. The ability,
Sure.
space and time hold no sway for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's somewhere outside
mean-
of Gotham. Yeah.
Is there Rock Band? Do we have it?
Yes. We do have all of that. That's why
Okay.
I think she's just like she just comes like what that's kind of why I was asking. That's the setup
Yeah.
is like this spot. I have rock band stuff, and she just genuinely looks like she's happy and smiling, looking at you, but it's not with any intent towards like.
Mhm.
It's basically the facial version, expression version of I'm just here because I want to be around you.
There's like a pause, like as I'm just like jamming on the thing with my little claws, right? It's it's probably Muse at this point, and I stop and I'm like, thanks for being so nice to me. Maybe one day, when the billionaires learn how to fly to Mars, I can take you there. There's nobody there. Or we can just pretend to be billionaires and just make Spacegate happen.
She just smiles looking at you, and I think that's the resolution of Lilith towards Kalka
Kalka.
is that she's just happy to Kalka. Yeah.
Cool.
Just wanting that. So, who else would like to take their
So
last roll and stuff?
while they have rock band set up and are figuring things out with that, Erato is setting up a big mattress in the middle of the room and like getting some ring lights up and around it and stuff like that, and setting up a wingback chair, or like a really huge wingback chair big enough for somebody who would be like 9 foot hunched over. So, again, close to the fire, but well within view of watching.
Mothman's a
She's
voyeur.
like,
We already knew this.
Get-
Like, this is
getting up.
canon.
And standing from it, instead of standing up and like, yeah. Arranging a tray of a solid gold tray of specialty toys.
I mean, while Arato is doing all of that, I think Lyric is just like watching all that go down, and then when Arato is finished, is going to go over and turn around, so her back is to Arato, and say, "Oh, darling, can you get my zipper, please?"
Yes.
So I'm definitely trying a sexy approach to end, like, to conclude this encounter with Arato.
All right. I have a token left, and I'm going to use that to increase your approach.
All right, nice.
Like, I want this to work.
Yeah, okay.
I don't suppose you have a token left.
I do not. I have
I'll
no
give
more
you.
tokens.
I can give you one of mine. I haven't used any of them.
Might as well.
You can take mine.
Well.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, well, I'm at a D12 now,
Do
All right.
it.
and it was a 12.
Congratulations.
Oh,
Jesus.
mine was a 6. Okay.
Yeah, so Lyric is just like, she turns around and then like lets like the dress like just slip down off of her shoulders, and she has like some complicated like strappy like lingerie on, and I think
she's fumbling on it with her fingers, and she's like, "Sweet mother, I cannot weave. Slender Aphrodite has overcome me with longing for a girl."
And like Lyric just like pushes Arato backward onto the mattress and has like one knee on the mattress and says, "It's just like this," and like literally just like touches her shoulder, and somehow the whole like strappy thing just like falls off.
So let me tell you a story, bud, about that time that a succubus and Mothman were playing rock band in a room while a siren and a dryad were having sex in the other room.
In the other room, in the same room.
Or in the same room, I guess.
Same room.
I don't
Same
know.
room.
Same room. Per Mothman's request, same room.
Yeah.
Same room.
I don't think there's anything else to build off of that unless I feel like that's a good spot to end it. Jesus Christ.
That is absolutely perfect, I think.
I suggest retitling this game Clusterfuck.
Literally. Thank you everyone for coming and showing up. This was a great time. Angie, thank you so much for facilitating this. I would like to encourage our viewers to not go anywhere, all 27 of you, because in a half hour, well, at 4:00 we will have one more game for the day, a game of Inspectors run by Other Doc. So just keep that in mind. As a reminder, we are raising money. So if you want some donates, there's your donates. This is the info on the subs. not the kind that I am. This is also, um, we also have, what's the last thing? That's it. That's what. Please donate to ExtraLife. Thank you for Talos for the thing today. We're trying to get $1,600, which is $100 more than I did last year. So I always like to beat myself in these things. But yeah, it was a joy, and thank you, everyone. Where can we find you on the internet? What do you do? That kind of stuff. And we'll just go kind of like in that the opposite direction I think we went. So who went? I was last. Let's. I'm gonna pass it over to Lily, please. So Lily, go ahead and shield your shit, friend.
Hello, I am Lily. I'm Elise on Life on Twitter, and I have started a Blue Sky account as well using Elise on Life. I'm the Scribe on Twitch and Discord. Those are kind of the places you can find me. But I also am with Girls Run These Worlds. We have a campaign going currently called Upriver, Downriver, and it will be on Friday afternoons in Eastern time for the next 3 Fridays, I think through the end of September. I also am part of 2 podcasts. One is called Blurred on the Street, which is a podcast that I have with my sister and another Black woman. And we are 3 Black women. We talk about geeky stuff. We talk about current events. We talk about being in spaces where we're not always welcome and we have to make space for ourselves. And then I am on Misfits of Space podcast, which is an actual play podcast. In the first season, which we is like done, we did Star Wars final Fantasy Flight Star Wars campaign. And then we also did a Monster Hearts 2 shorter campaign. And currently we are in a Scum and Villainy campaign that I actually just joined. So you can come in, and when episodes start airing again for that, because we're finishing up our airing Monster Hearts 2, you will be able to see my new character that I have made for Scum and Villainy. And that's kind of where I am currently. I have a lot of other things in the works. But if you ever want to find out about anything that I am doing, then you can check out my Twitter.
Fantastic. Who wants to take the next one?
I'll just go ahead and get it out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, I'm Jay Maple. Haven't been on the internet in a little bit publicly, but you can find me at twitch.tv/Nat1Heroes when we get our Delta Green campaign back up and running. It'll be a premiere, but don't know when that'll be just yet. So we're figuring that out. You want to give that a follow in the meantime.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that's me.
Fantastic. And hello there, folks. Before we get to Val giving us a sign off for everything else, my name is Angela, or Angie to very close friends, but only very specific friends. You share pronouns, and I have been your facilitator for this game. I am a whole bunch of different things. I am a freelance musician, a poet, a game designer. I am the creative director for Girls Write These Worlds, and which involves me doing a lot of the editorial sort of work for the various contributors who submit their pieces for us that eventually get selected for different submissions. And right now, I'm not really in any games as of yet, but I'm hoping to maybe soon be working towards getting a Thirsty Sword Lesbians game going on another channel soon. Suddenly's face light up so happily. Just like, call me for that one. I'm like, yes, probably. I will make this time work as well. I'm looking to try and make it a very EU friendly time, but we'll see what happens with that. And if not that, I still have some other thoughts of potentially using Ray, I think their name's Ray's Dying World system for something as well, which is a tarot card based system and is absolutely amazing. That I've always wanted to make a world and do stuff around that. So I'll probably be trying to work on that for another channel at some point in the future. But that's me.
All right then, friends. With that, we're gonna say goodbye. But please don't go anywhere. Hang out and chat. Because we'll be back at the top of the hour with some inspectors, and we'll see you soon. Bye.